Coach, how's Luka doing?
He's doing fine.
Sip okay?
Huh?
His hip is okay?
He's going to play. Yeah. You want to know how the other guys are doing too?
Sure.
They're banged up, but they're going to play.
All of them? Except for Dirk?
Yeah.
Talk about Luka winning Rookie of the Month.
Great honor. You know, he obviously had a terrific month. Certainly feel like he's deserving of it. Not sure what else to say. Have another month like that.
Rick, on the heels of putbacks playing a pretty significant role in you winning the game at the end the other night, I know there's been times in the past that we talked about the fact that offensive rebounding, sometimes you viewed that a little bit as fool's gold, or it can be anyway. But I know that you said earlier this year that right now the most lethal shot in the game is the kick-out three off of an offensive rebound. Are you seeing the value of offensive rebounding change in terms of correlating to winning?
I don't know that it's changing. Generally, people are crashing more people. Teams are crashing more people. And, you know, with us, I don't want to get into a very detailed thing about it, but you've got to have the right guys to be able to do it effectively. They got to be special in that they've got to be able to go hard at when there's opportunity, but they got to still be able to get back on defense, and that's hard. That's hard to do.
What's impressed you the most about Dennis's ability to positively impact the game without maybe having as many shots or points as he might have been used to?
Well, he's just learning more about the NBA all the time, and because we're structured differently, you know, he's adjusting and adapting, you know, and as is everyone. It's not like it was the last 2 years, you know. We have better players. We have more depth, and so everybody's sacrificing a little bit. And to win in this league, especially in the West, with the way it's so clustered up right now, you know, you've got to be willing to do those things. You know, there's only one ball out there. It's one of the things that makes NBA basketball such a wonderful game, is that, you know, everyone focuses on the ball, but in instances where the ball constantly moves, it's an even more beautiful game to watch. And the teams that move it well tend to be the better teams too.
What are your impressions of Portland so far this year, of really good starts and tough losses here recently?
Well, I mean, you know, they're in the heat of it with everyone else. You know, they've had a bunch of one-possession games. They had a great start, and then, you know, it's just it's a ground war, trying to gain ground in the Western Conference. It's extremely difficult, but I love their team. I think Terry's done another great job with this group. You know, each year their young group of guys gets more mature, play better together, more tied together, and so forth. So, and, you know, with Lillard and McCollum, you know, you're starting off with, you know, one of the best backcourts in the league. I don't know, I'm not going to get into ranking them, but they're up there, and they're a menace to game plan for, because they're so, you know, they shoot the ball so far out, they shoot the ball mid-range, and they attack the rim, and they both can pass it. So they're very tough to play.
What's it like game planning against a coach like Terry Stotts?
Well, it's tough. It's tough. He's done such a great job of developing that roster that, you know, he's got a lot of options with what they can do. They're a very prolific three-point team, and they've got a lot of skill out there. I thought signing, you know, Seth Curry was a great signing for them. I thought he really fit in with their kind of the way they approached the game with their guards, and you know, they got a lot of guys that can make plays, including the forwards. You know, Harkless drives it. Aminu's better than you think, handling the ball, making plays. Turner is a guy that's had a lot of big games against us. And so, you know, and their big guys they're very active. They're a great crash the boards team. And, you know, all of their big guys have hit at least 1 3 this year. And Nurkic is banging one in the other night, you know, so, and Collins shoots them pretty liberally, and Leonard has been very good for a long time. And of course, Amina's shooting 40% this year.
Barnes has started to obviously play very well offensively. Do you see things coming maybe a little easier for him this year than they did the last couple of years, just because there's more talent around?
Well, you know, it hasn't been easy for him this year just because getting back on the floor after the injury, it took a while to, you know, get his NBA legs, rhythm. You know, he had very little time to play with that group. I think we had 3 or 4 days of practice, and then he got hurt, and then he was out for a month. And so when he came back in the Toronto game, you know, we hadn't had a lot of live scrimmage opportunities because the schedule, that was in the midst of a very busy schedule. And so he had to kind of get it all back together, you know, in game flow, which is a good way to do it and the most practical way to do it, but it's not the easiest way to do it, you know, it's just not, especially during that period, that schedule, which was tough. But I do love the way he's playing. Mentioned yesterday that defensively he's one of our top 2 defenders on the team now, which is a really important thing for your leaders to be guys that are invested in the defensive end.
Anything else? All right.
You got any questions?